No special occasion. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. Yeah, okay, cool. Right on. I'm just out cleaning my van right now. Figured I'd go live. No, it's not a service call, guys. I'm at home. Not a service call. Just out kind of cleaning and organizing my van today, and I figured I'd go live and talk with you guys for a little while, answer some questions. So this is kind of how it goes down when I'm out here cleaning my van. It's just a mess. So let me pull up my let me pull up the chat on my phone. I'll give you guys a little van tour. I don't want to do anything crazy. I'm sorry. No, what's up, everybody? No big plan here. Just, how it goes down. Hold on. Just decided to go live and, talk about the van. And I know people are always asking about my van. So I figured since I was out here cleaning it, I can give you guys a little tour, show you guys what's up. So, I cleaned my van, I want to say about 2 weeks ago. If I was professional, I'd pull up a screenshot of it because I did take pictures of it. I didn't take video, but it's a mess. It was a mess a couple weeks ago, and today I was just kind of organizing a few things and just trying to time because I was using everything, and then just kind of trying to find places for stuff. So this is something new. Is I got a Zoom Lock Max kit from Sporlin, so we'll be using that sometime soon. Got a press tool for it, a couple dryers, a couple fittings. We'll be doing those sometime soon, hopefully, once I get an opportunity to do something with that. So, check this out too. I guess I really haven't shown these to people yet, but new beanies coming out. I've also got another one. Where is it? I think it's over here actually. Let's see. You guys can see my van is a disaster today. Stuff everywhere. So, nothing. You guys didn't miss anything. I just decided to go live and kind of show everybody what's going on. So these are going to be the new beanies. I got two new styles here. I got the fold over style. As surprisingly, I'm a person that usually doesn't do the fold over, but this one actually fits pretty nice. Both of them do. They're taller beanies too, because I sized them for my head because I have a big head. So, I haven't gotten the stock yet, so I haven't put them on the website yet, but they will be there. I placed the order, I think, on Friday. So I ordered like 400 of them, so 200 of each. So we'll see how that goes. There'll be new sweaters on there too, sweatshirts. Those will be coming up. I don't have one of those right now, but yeah, this is my van. Nothing too crazy. Take you guys back in here. It's not the cleanest in the world, not the most organized thing in the world. I got a bunch of wire that I keep up there. Bunch of different boxes, expansion valve kit, tubing bender underneath there. Everything's kind of tucked in there and in here super tight. I just got some new tools today, so I was kind of taking some stuff out of my van. So I got a little Milwaukee battery powered radio, and it's going to be replacing the big DeWalt radio. Also got two new tools today. My Milwaukee cordless drill that I keep in my tool bag is starting to get worn out. It wasn't horrendous, but I noticed that the case was starting to split open. Really, I was just looking for an excuse to get a new one, so I picked up the hammer drill model. So that's kind of nice. And then for the people that don't think I know how to use an impact, I got a little 12-volt impact too. But you know, I got that trigger control, so I can control my fingers. Yeah, this is my giant bag I have of batteries that I keep in my van. Yeah, I don't have no mini fridge. Actually, we should have a discussion about that because I've been I've been telling my wife that I wanted to get a mini fridge for my studio, my office, and she keeps saying that I don't need one, but I kind of feel like I do need a mini fridge in there because when I do live streams, you know, I need a place to keep cold drinks. So, blue jug right here. This is 448A. So keep in mind, that all refrigerant cylinders are going to be tan now. So 404 used to be an orange jug. Eventually, everything will be tan. In fact, yeah, this is perfect. So this is an old can of 448A, and this is a new jug, and it's gray, so, or tan. So yeah, all cylinders are going to be tan now. That's like a new thing because they ran out of colors. There's so many different flavors of refrigerants that they're all going to be different, or all be the same now. So yeah, that's what the blue jug is. Typically in my van, for those that are just coming in, I'm just doing a live stream, doing a little van tour. So in my van, I keep usually 1 or 2 drums of R22, 448A, 134A, which I really don't use very much anymore. Couple drums of 404, so it looks like I got 2 of those, 410A, and then usually 2 recovery cylinders. So, but yeah, for those that are just coming in, I was just kind of changing batteries and stuff today, and figured I'd come on here. You guys can see my compressor boneyard on the side of my house. These are all compressors that I wanted to cut open. As far as inside my van, I've got this this rack that I made. This rack is a, if you look at it, when I bought the van, it came fully outfitted with shelves. I did something very similar on my last van. And what I actually did was I took apart the shelves so that I can have a toolbox storage and this drawer storage. And I took both sides of the shelves, flipped them around, put some crossbars in there, some angle right here. Actually, I'll pull this one out. I just riveted some aluminum angle, and then that gives me a place to store all my different cases. So that way I can keep everything. So I've got quite a few in here. This is all stuff that I use on a regular. So we've got fuses in the top. I labeled everything recently. Electrical conduit fittings. So this is like seal type fittings, miscellaneous screws and hardware, electrical, large refrig, small refrig, plumbing fittings, reach-in and ice machine parts. I try to keep them organized. So I work on a lot of Manitowoc and Hoshizaki ice machines. So Hoshizaki water valves, that kind of stuff. This has some reach-in parts in it too. These are Charleston or Hvac sensors. And then Delfield. Delfield has its own box because I do a lot of Delfield work. I'm actually a little low on stock on a few things right now, but yeah. So yeah, nice little custom made shelf there. I looked into getting like, you know, some of the van outfitters, commercial van interiors, and there's a couple other ones. They have pre-made shelves, but they were all too big. This one I just kind of made myself. I have room. I store a 50-foot hose under and a 50-foot hose above. Inside here is my True Blue vacuum kit. This is a Appion Megaflow kit. I really don't use this for very much anymore. I will use it if I'm doing big recovery jobs, but I really don't use it too much. It just stores a bunch of extra hoses. This little guy right here is actually kind of cool. Now these are out right now, but normally what I did, okay, I get a random piston sitting right here. This is from a compressor that I had cut open, trying to find a problem with it. I don't remember what was wrong with it, but I was able to salvage the piston. I thought it was cool for some reason. I'm kind of a hoarder. So what I did was I took Unistrut right here, and I found these special holders. I showed this on my last van tour. I found these special holders, and I was able to, you know, I mean, these things aren't going anywhere. The van could flip over, and these nitrogen cylinders don't go anywhere. And on the back side of that, I don't know if you guys can't really see back there, but I also have a place for my extra oxygen and acetylene to get strapped, so that way they're safe too. California, well, actually it's DOT rules say that if you carry tanks in your van, they got to be supported. So basically, I mean, you know, in a rollover, nothing's going to be completely supported, but you have to make sure that the tanks won't go up, won't go sideways. So I have them strapped back in there, usually super tight. Now these are empties right now, and I didn't want to put them all the way back in there, so I left them up into here right now. But let me put some of this stuff back real quick, and I'll show you guys the rest of it here. So I am kind of cleaning it right now, so that's why it's a little messy. I got this drawer unit right here from Harbor Freight, of all places. So little Harbor Freight thing. Keep my power tools in here. This is all, it looks like it's just a bunch of junk, but it's actually all stuff that I use. I try to limit the amount of crap that I keep in my van. Some more power tools. I really don't use the rigid tools very much. I use this for one thing. I have an impact. It's a right angle impact that you can use this for an oscillating tool and all kinds of things. But I use this impact for putting casters on reaching coolers, because you can just kind of lift up the cooler a couple inches, get under there, and snap the casters on there real quick. Keep cutting stuff in here, tubing benders in here, extra wrenches, pliers, hammers. And then this is my junk drawer. This one has a bunch of crap in it. I really dig these right here. No, the reason why the audio is kind of funky is because I was trying out a new microphone, and I did it on 2 videos. You guys have only seen 1 video. So right now it's not going to be great because you're hearing me talking on a Bluetooth device right now. So I'm going to go away from it. This is just for a live stream. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of the audio, but I just had 2 really good videos. So the one that I released today, and then I have 1 more coming, and then after that I'll go back to the normal audio. So, yeah. So this right here, I keep thermostats, capacitors. I have it labeled. This one right here, temperature controllers, time clocks. And the way I designed this is a 4-drawer cabinet. I wanted it so that way you could still be parked in a parking lot and have a car next to you. I didn't want these to pull out, to where you couldn't get inside of them. So, this one right here, contactors, pressure controls. Keep those in there. And then down here, dryers, sight glasses. You can see I'm a poster child for Sporlin. Oxyacetylene torch right there. I have a solder weld, aluminum welding kit right here. It has all kinds of crap in it, but I use it to store extra solder and stuff like that too. So, back in here, obviously, a bunch of refrigeration technologies, chemicals, disinfectants. Got some extra cans of R290 back there. Again, guys, my van is not some crazy perfect thing. Here's a Hvac battery operated vacuum pump back there. Field piece vacuum pump, field piece recovery machine, Milwaukee vacuum, couple, Milwaukee blower, ice machine cleaners back in there, all sorts of stuff like that. Over here, keep a couple motors. I kind of already showed this area over here. Just spools of wire and things like that. So, yeah, I came out here to I said this in the beginning, but I came out here to kind of clean my van up a little bit. And then I got distracted and I started changing batteries and all my tools, and I went and raided my wife's battery cache because I ran out of AAA batteries, and I just basically replaced all the AAA batteries and all my field piece tools. I got the large wireless pipe clamps right there. And then I'm on to my manifold now. It's going to change batteries in this. And I was just doing a charging extravaganza. I told everybody in the beginning of this that I got the new Zoom Lock jaws, and I got a Zoom Lock press tool, Zoom Lock Max, I should say. So we'll find something to use that on soon. I got a couple Zoom Lock compatible dryers, Zoom Lock push fittings. I've never tried these before, so we're going to give these a shot. I have an interesting idea for the Zoom Lock push, and I have them working on, so these are like the quick connect things. I have an interesting idea when you're working on R290. I was thinking if you use the Zoom Lock push with the 1/4-inch ones, when you're all done, I was thinking maybe you didn't have to braze the line shut if you have a Zoom Lock push to connect in kit, so that we would seal it off. So I thought that was kind of cool. Dock number 27, doesn't stuff fly off the shelves when you drive? No, not really. I mean, there's only a few things that'll come off, and I haven't been perfected everything. For the most part, like every once in a while this tape might come out or something like that. The only things that really slide out often are my little cases, these right here, because they're heavy. So this one is my propane torch for plumbing. And then this one right here is my pulley puller, that open jaw thingy. And because it's so heavy, yeah, occasionally that thing will slide off. But for the most part, everything's in here. Now, what really sucks is if you're ever working on a job and you go to pick up materials and you have tools out, because my van is kind of put together in the way that everything has to be in its place. And if it's not, then everything starts falling out. So for the most part, though, no, my van doesn't really, stuff doesn't fall off the shelves too much. So it stays pretty good for the most part. Hey, for those of you guys that do ice machines, these things are golden, man. Right here. So I've shown these in some videos. I get these from Granger's. These things are long tubing brushes. There's a Granger part number for those of you guys that are interested. 2R Victor Frank 7. So this is a 1-inch brush, and you can fit this up into most ice machine hoses. Super awesome for cleaning out in some of those ice machine jobs. Very cool thing right there. I keep a couple of those on the van. So very, very nice. Let's see what else we got in here. Yeah, MAP gas, propane, same difference, but just different gas mixture. But I always say propane. But yeah, I probably need to be a little bit more correct. Hey, one thing I suggest you guys keep, I always keep these in my van, is these battery tenders, okay? These portable jump packs or whatever you want to call them. And, we used to keep jumper cables in our vans, right? In case something was to happen. But here's the thing. I get people quite often, because I'm out and about all over the place, and they say, hey, do you have jumper cables? Can you give me a jump? And I started thinking about it, guys. It's a really bad idea to use your work vehicle to jumpstart someone else's vehicle, right? Because let's say something horrible happens. What happens with your vehicle? What happens if there's something wrong with their car, something happens with your charging system or something like that, and your van gets messed up, then you can no longer work. And you're trying to help someone out by giving them a jump start, then your van gets jacked up. So I got one of these jump packs, and I keep it in my van now. So that way, because I used to tell people no all the time, and I started feeling bad. But when you have these jump packs, I mean, if this thing gets messed up when I'm trying to jump start someone's vehicle, so be it, and it's not my work van. So it's those little things. Like I was talking with another technician recently about that, and it's like, it seems harmless to give someone a jump start, but what happens? Something strange happens, and yeah, that would suck. So, let me see what else we got going on in here. I'm just reading through the comments right now, guys. How do I stock items in my van? What do you mean by how do I stock items in my van? Yeah, I got all kinds of tools. Yeah, how do I stock stuff? There's a certain stuff that I use quite often, so I keep a lot of that. I keep certain dryers and different things like that. So, let's see. Compressors on my side of my house. Oh, I see what you're saying, Ike. No, there's not much over there that works. So, yeah, very handy to have those jump things, so that way you don't got to use your vehicle to jumpstart someone else's. Why do I have helium? I don't have helium. That is R448A refrigerant. See, actually, that's a great point that you ask that. And that's part of the reason why they are changing all the colors to this tan color. Because, yeah, for the longest time, if you were to get helium from one store, it would either be this blue color or it would be a really, really light pink color at certain stores. And that stuff can get confusing. Obviously, the helium is going to have a different fitting on the end, but there's so many different flavors of refrigerants now that they're all going to that tan color because they literally ran out of colors. So if you look right here, this one is R448A. This is the box for 448A, but the cylinder's tan. So everything's going to tan. Now, the downside to everything going to tan is this. If it sits in your van and it gets truck raped, the lettering gets rubbed off like that. You see how that's getting rubbed off? So, we're going to have to start especially if you have cylinders. Like, for instance, I don't use 134A very much. I still have it, but it sits on my van just getting truck raped to where the lettering might wear off. So, something like that in the tan color, I probably want to write on the top of the paint marker or something like that. So, where are all the condenser motors? These are the condenser fan motors that I keep right here. Not the prettiest, but they're just standard motors. I keep a 3/4 horse and a 1/2 horse. And then there's an extra 3/4 horse back in there because the box got jacked up. So spray paint, yeah. Yeah, Rich, I heard someone say that when I was in trade school. One of my teachers would say that parts would get dropped in the van and get truck raped and get all ruined, and kind of adopted that term. So, yeah, different flavors for balloon knot sniffer. That's a very interesting name, bud. So, yeah, but that's, pretty much the van. Nothing too crazy. Um, just kind of doing a little cleanup today, kind of organizing things. You know what? I need to come up. I've been trying to find a better bag. So this is the Tech MC, and I used to keep my smart probes and different things in that, but I'm running out of space because I have too many dang probes now with the static pressure probes and the large pipe clamps and everything. Now I pulled this all out. I mean, I can get them in here, but it's just super packed when I do that. So I was looking for a different veto bag. I was just kind of trying to investigate a little bit. I have some big ones. Like if I come in here, I have like on top of my shelf up here in my garage, I have a Tech XL, but that's too big. And then I have some other vetoes. It's like a veto graveyard up here. MB bag and stuff like that, but those aren't really big enough. And the original MB, I think this was the MB, and I think this was the MB2. But yeah, I need a new bag for that. I don't know if for the veto backpack or what. Let's see. Oh, don't mistake this for being a clean van. I just cleaned this like 2 weeks ago, and I'm just kind of organizing some stuff today. My van gets horrible, just like everybody else's. So, it especially when you get super busy, it gets really bad, just like everybody. All right. Is Fieldpiece integrating an outdoor air sensor into the probe yet? What do you mean by that, Joe? So I have a thing that I've been talking about Fieldpiece, and that I've been telling them that I want them to integrate, like Measure Quick, be able to use one of these psychrometers for outdoor air, and they don't have that yet, but I've been really pushing them on that one, because if you use the manifold, you have the outdoor dry bulb connection, but I want to be able to go wireless, If you're using the Joblink probes on the Fieldpiece app, I want to be able to use one of these, so I've been pushing them on that, if that's what you're asking, Joe, but they haven't done it yet, so. Do I use the Crimp on refill ports for compressors? No, I don't care for the Crimp on refill ports at all. So, let me see. Do I use any video inspection cameras? I've had them before, but no, I don't. I don't really worry about it. I don't have a use for video inspection cameras. How do I secure my vacuum pumps? My vacuum pump, mine sits up on that shelf right there, so it's nice and secure. It doesn't go anywhere. Hey, John, thank you so very much for that super chat, bud. That's awesome, man. Ditch the manifold. Yeah, I keep a manifold just for a few things, so. Let me see. Yeah, I have never been a fan of the Husky bags. I used to have a bunch of them. And I have some Fieldpiece bags, too, but they don't really do what I want them to do. So I have this one right here, and I keep thermal cameras and extra sensors, and I have some Sporlin Smart Pro R tools, a couple different types of thermal cameras. One of these days I'll do this review video I've been talking about. So that's the Seek Shot Pro, and that's the Fleur C3. And then I also have the Fleur 1 Pro. But yeah, I keep extra manometers in here and things. But yeah, nobody has a bag that works for all the probes yet. Same thing, the Smart Pro R sensors right here. These things are really nice too. In my opinion, they have just as good a range as the Fieldpiece stuff. So, if not a little bit better. See what else. I'm going through the comments. What do I use THHN wire for? I use that for almost everything. Working on reach-ins and different things like that. Yeah, we use THHN all the time. So, let me see what else is in the chat. If something was wrong with my house HVAC system, would I fix it myself? Yes, I would. Yeah, I have a bunch of photography bags too. I bought quite a few. In fact, right now, I've been using a Fieldpiece. Fieldpiece has a backpack, and I've been using that for my camera gear. I keep a GoPro in there and a couple chargers and different things like that. So, let me see what else we got in the chat here. Do crimp ports? Yeah, the crimp ports. Let me see. I have some. Let me see where they're at. I think they're in here. This is one of the downsides to these drawers is sometimes, depending if you put too much stuff in there, they'll get caught up. There we go. Got it out. So I think I have some of those crimp ports. Yeah, piercing valve right here. Is this what you're talking about? The piercing valves? I keep them, but I very, very rarely use them. Usually I braze on a connector. I use a pinch off tool to pinch the line. I have some R290 videos where I show it. So, and then I braze a connector on. Have I seen the new Heatcraft controller? You can check customers' walk-in boxes remotely off-site with your phone on your tablet. Yes, that is the Intelligent controller, and I actually just installed an Intelligent walk-in on Friday, I think, where we did a condenser and an evaporator. And we didn't install you have to buy an extra circuit board for it to make it wireless, and then you have to connect it to a network to make it be able to check from your house or something like that. What's my favorite equipment to work on in HVACR? I like Linux package units. And did you guys just get wind noise out of curiosity? I was kind of curious how these Bluetooth headphones work and if they pick up wind noise. I was standing in the wind for a second. But I like Linux package units, and I like working on Hvac reach-in coolers. Those are kind of my favorites. Okay, do I ever use a small generator when I don't have power up on the roof? No, I'll use a suicide cord if I'm going to work on the roof. Right here, Widowmaker, suicide cord. You can see that I've got it. You can clamp this if you're working with 240-volt systems. They're dangerous, so you got to be very careful, but you can clamp that to your neutral, and then you clamp that to your ground. Well, you clamp all these to your ground, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's what I'll use if I'm working on the roof if I can't get power. So, but no, I don't have a need for a generator. Of course, if I was to do a certain job and I needed power, then sure. So, Jake Pearson, I have a Discord server. There's a link in the show notes of this video. Yeah, in the Discord server, I'm on there, not as much as I should be, but there's a bunch of people that have joined the Discord server. But yeah, there's a link in the show notes of this video. If you can't find the link, send me an email to hvacrvideos@gmail.com. There's a good community in the Discord server. It's just the HVACR videos Discord server, and there's quite a few people in there, and they're usually on there quite often. Again, I'm not on there every single day. A couple times a week I pop on and talk for a little while. I think today was the first time I popped on in the last like 3 or 4 days or something like that. So, let me see what else we got in here. Clean audio. Oh, okay, cool. Any M18 tools? Yeah, I have a few M18 tools. So I have the M18 vacuum. I have the M18 blower. And in my garage, I have the M18 bandsaw. So this guy right here, excuse my messy garage right now. This one, a lot of people have actually asked me about this. So I have the M18 bandsaw right here, and I have it on a Portaband Pro jig. So you can actually use it as a chop saw if you want, or if you take this gas shock off, this is how I use it to cut expansion valves and stuff like that open. I have a plate that goes on there, and you can, cut all kinds of things with that. So those are the only M18 tools that I have. I don't have a lot of M18 stuff. I've been doing the M12 a lot lately. And I think I told everybody today that, or at the beginning of the stream, that I just got the new M12 hammer drill today because I was just looking for an excuse. The case was starting to come open a little bit. Again, not horrible, just a little bit right there. So I upgraded to the hammer drill, and then I also got the M18 brushless impacts. So, and I said in the beginning too, I don't mind using impacts as long as you know how to use them. But for the most part, we have to tell everybody to throw them away because they don't know how to. So, I said this also at the beginning. As I know we got a lot of new people in here right now. We got new beanies. So they're not up on the website yet, but they will be soon. So this is the cuffed beanie, and then this is the non-cuffed. So they'll be up there soon, hopefully. I just ordered 200 of these and 200 of these. So in the next couple weeks, they should be in stock. We're also coming out with a new sweater, a zip-up hoodie. Super simple. And then I came up with a totally redesigned shirt. Totally new shirt design. So that'll be coming out soon too. But these I'll probably get first. So I'll let you guys know, and they'll be up on the website, hvacrvideos.com, when they come out. So Let's see what else we got. Oh, the rope hook. Edward, was it you that emailed me? So the rope hook is actually made by Klein Tools. So let me see. Do I have another one of those? I do, but I don't know where it is. But it's made by Klein Tools. Just look up Klein hook or block and tackle kit, and you should be able to find just the hook by itself. Let me see what else is going on in the chat. Let me see. What am I reading? What ladders do I have? Right now, I keep a 26-foot ladder on the top of my van. The sun's peeking out right here, so it's going to be hard to see. Oh, yeah, 28-foot, actually. I keep a 28-foot on top of my van. Currently don't have an 8-foot because this stupid Adrian Steel van thing that they made. Let me see what I can show here. The stupid Adrian Steel thing right here. It doesn't have a crossbar for the 8-foot ladder, so the ladder doesn't sit up there, and I just haven't had a chance to get that yet. Do I have an inverter on my truck to keep my batteries charged? Rich, no, and that's a good question. I used to have an inverter on my previous van. In fact, if you go to my channel, there's a van tour video, and that was my previous van. I had an inverter on there, but what I found was that the battery in the van would die all the time, and that's actually the main reason why I got this battery tender, was to jumpstart myself in the mornings. So and I've been going through vans a lot lately, meaning that I keep switching and passing them down to someone and getting a new one. So when I built this van, I decided not to put the inverter in it. Now I know that if I have it professionally installed, they can put kill switches in them and stuff like that. I just never went that far. So mine was just a switch that I had to turn off. It sat behind my seat. It was bolted to the back bulkhead, and I would turn off the switch every day, but if I forgot to turn off the switch, I'd come out the next morning and my battery would be dead. So I currently don't have an inverter in here. Where do I get my Delfield parts? Partstown. Buy most of my reach and cooler parts from Partstown. Let me see what else we got in here. Need to tape copper end. Do I have a piece of copper that's not taped? I don't see any. Oh, they got the plugs on them, bud. Is there one down here? Oh, no, that's pinched off. So no, they're all plugged, but it's pretty common that I forget to tape my copper ends. You got to remember that I'm in California where it's extremely dry. We don't have a lot of moisture in the air, but still, it's important to cover it. Do I have a Discord? Good riddance. Yes, I do. It's the HVACR Videos Discord. There's a link in the show notes of this video. If you can't find the link to the Discord server, send me an email to hvacrvideos@gmail.com, and I'll get you the link too. But yeah, if you just go into just back out of the chat, go to the show notes of the video of this live stream right now, and there should be a permanent link for the Discord server. Let me see what else. How much is the new Heatcraft control? Isaiah, it's a whole kit that you buy. So you buy a new evaporator coil and it has the intelligent controller installed on it. So it's not really something you have. Molly Penderson, get Zoom Lock tools. Molly, you're a few minutes late because I already talked about that. I got the Zoom Lock Max jaws right here. I got the Zoom Lock Max press tool. I got some Zoom Lock Max fittings, some dryers. So I got it all right here. Actually have an extra tool too. Hopefully we'll be using that sometime soon. So we also got the Zoom Lock push connect fittings. I haven't used those yet, but I have an idea. I said this a few minutes ago for the 1/4 inch ones. I want to use them on some R290 systems. So let's see what else we got. What power inverter do I recommend? A pure sine wave inverter. When I did have my power inverter installed, I had a pure sine wave inverter. That way, I've read some information. I personally never experienced this, but I've read some information that if you don't have a pure sine wave inverter, that you can ruin some batteries on some of these new cordless tools and laptops and different things like that. So make sure you get a pure sine wave inverter. Let me see what else. DeWalt. Yeah, I used to bleed yellow, but I've been getting a blood transfusion lately, so it's been going a little bit of red and yellow. It's kind of turning orange. How much? I already answered that one. Are the hoodies for colder climates? Just heard hoodies. Nate Peterson, they're lightweight. They're not heavy duty hoodies. So no, they're not a hoodie that you're going to wear out in the snow. They're a hoodie that you're going to wear in 40 to 60 degree weather. So, Let me see what else we got in here. What's my take on HVAC school in Florida? Neil Vester? You mean Brian Orr's HVAC school? It's amazing if that's what you're talking about. Or which HVAC school to go to in Florida, are you asking me? What I would highly suggest is reach out to my buddy Brian Orr. Just look up HVAC school on YouTube or go to hvacrschool.com and message Brian through there and ask him about trade schools. Brian currently has an apprenticeship program at a trade school in Central Florida right now that he's running. If you're looking for something in Florida, definitely look up Kalos, the service company, and or look up HVAC school or hvacrschool.com for sure. Let's see. So as far as like where I get my OEM parts too, I'm going to tell you the trick that I use when I'm dealing with HVAC parts, like for reach-in coolers and ice machines and stuff. What I will do is get the model and serial number of the machine. I'll measure the parts, if it's gaskets or reach-ins or motors, whatever. Get all the information off of it. I call the manufacturer direct, Delfield, Manitowoc, Hvac. Get the part number from them and then confirm the sizes, specs, dimensions. Then I call PartsTown. If you ever rely on PartsTown to get your part numbers, you're going to end up in a world of hurt. So don't do it. PartsTown sucks as far as finding part numbers and getting you the right stuff. And to give PartsTown a little bit of credit too, they like for instance, Delfield will use the same model number for 6 different configurations on a box. So if you tell them you need a door gasket, they might have 6 different doors for that particular model number. So it's always best to call the manufacturer and get that information. You have to put it through a 12-volt marine solenoid and tie it to a circuit that's only on the igniter. I don't know what you're talking about there, Rich. I'm assuming you're answering someone's question. Do I still use R22 and how easy is it to get in the US? Yeah, I go through R22 like it's candy. So this drum's probably got about 20 pounds in it right now. We're still allowed to use R22 and we will be allowed to use it for the near future. So, all right, let's see what else we got in here. Oh, yeah. Kevin Thompson, great point. So using a GFCI receptacle when you're using a dead man circuit, that is a really important thing. If you're using a dead man circuit or a Widowmaker cord, they're very dangerous. So I try not to use them if ever possible. But if you have to, yeah, it's a good idea to use a GFCI for sure. Let me see what else we got in here. Thanks for showing the Discord, Justin. Getting close to 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's a very humbling thing. I never anticipated there being this many people that want to listen to me babble. Be sure to prep properly with the Zoom lock. You've repaired plenty of leaks from previous companies. Stevie, yeah, I totally understand that one for sure. The biggest thing, and I'm going to do some, again, I got a Zoom lock right here that I zoomed. Zoom lock max fitting. I'm going to do a cutaway and show you guys the different O-rings. But the biggest thing about the Zoom lock, if you watch how Zoom lock max, if you watch how it goes together, is the O-rings. You've got to make sure. So, for instance, I have a piece of copper pipe right here. You've got to make sure you deburr the outside and the inside of the pipe. That's one of the most critical things, and clean it up really well. Because when it pushes in there, it'll cut the O-rings and then it'll leak for crazy. How do I plan out my vacations with being a business owner? Basically, don't take vacations, Shadow Demon. I hate to say that. What type of camera do I use for my videos? I use my phone. So I currently just switched to the Galaxy Note 20. I don't know. They have so many different names. It's just the new Note phone. Which drill is my go-to rooftop drill? Well, it was this one, the Milwaukee M12, but I just retired it, and I've got the new hammer drill. Ironically, the hammer drill doesn't really feel like it weighs any more than this one. They both feel like they weigh about the same. But yeah, just the M12. Always pure sine wave for the inverter. Great. Alex, thank you so much. These super chats, guys, that are coming through, you guys are awesome. Yeah, Doc number 27. They do have automatic kill switches. I just never wired it in. Who wears a hoodie in 60-degree weather? DM Enterprises. All of us in California, man. All right, let me see what else we got. What's the difference between a D1127 and a 9721? Great question. I'll show you right now. Well, 1126 is what I have, which I'm assuming it's going to be the same. But basically, the 9721 is a multi-volt, has multiple capacitors. The 1127, I don't, now that I think about that, I don't know. I'll have to look and see. But the 9721 I only use for condenser fan motors because it has a capacitor off of it and it has a bunch of different extra wires and it's reversible. In an evaporator situation, there's just too much in there. If it's done right, it'll work in an evaporator situation, but most people don't spend the time to make sure that the wires are out of the way and stuff. So I prefer to use the standard shaded pole motors for the evaporator fan motors that just plug right in, or the PSC ones if you have to get one of those too. Thanks for these super chats, guys. How often do I tow something? We have a work trailer that we use. I honestly probably only use it once every 6 months, but I have another technician that pulls it at least once to twice a week. So, am I hyped for the 100K YouTube play button? Will there be a special video? Yeah, honestly, I haven't even thought about it, really. Let me see what else we got in here. Could I do a tour of the garage? My garage is a mess, man. You don't want to see my garage. There's nothing fancy about my garage. It's a giant mess. Washer and dryer and giant refrigerator. That I have. I think I made a video on this. A big ass refrigerator that I had a customer that they asked me to throw it away. I'll give you guys a peek up there. I put a giant KE2 controller on it. I don't know if you guys could see that. I put a Ketatherm evap efficiency controller on it so I can monitor it from my house. It's got a big old wireless setting. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing to see in my garage. It's a mess. Nothing fancy. Let's see what else. Yeah, if you guys could smash that like button, I'd really, really appreciate it. What kind of work boots do I wear? I wear Timberland Pro Boondocks. Wait. I think. I don't know. I thought about doing a video on the work boots. I'll do that. How often do I already answered that one? Do I use R12? No, not really. Let's see what else we got in here. But not on refrigeration. I see that. Yeah, a lot of people are whoa. Curtis, thank you so very much for that super chat, man. Holy moly. Wow, bud. Thank you. That's awesome, bud. Whoa. Curtis, I'm blown away, man. Thank you very much, man. Holy moly, dude. Commercial or residential? I prefer commercial. Curtis, I'm blown away, man. That is awesome, dude. Thank you so very much. How does Southern California Pipe Trades Training Center compare to the one for CoolSys or Source? Adrian, honestly, I can't. I've never seen both of them. Maybe I should reach out to them and do a tour, a video of them or something like that. That was amazing. I didn't see it. I'm behind in the comments right now. I just seen that. Holy moly, Curtis. Oh my goodness, man. That's freaking awesome. What refrigerant does the fridge use? It uses R290 in my little refrigerator. Yeah, my garage happens to be somewhat okay to walk into. So, Timberland 100%. Yeah, on those. Do I still get R22? Okay, so I'll go through the van one more time real quick for the people that just came in here. So, I was currently out here just kind of cleaning things today, just kind of organizing my van a little bit. Keep my refrigerants back here. Scale kind of hangs back. If you guys don't have these Husky hang-all straps, these things are awesome. They work for almost everything. I go through these things like crazy. Got a couple jug luggers. I can use these to carry small compressors and refrigerant cylinders and stuff like that. Fish tapes, different sizes, a tiny one, a big one, a medium one. Refrigerants that I use. Hold on just a sec. Got the important part. Refrigerants, R22, 448, 134. Don't use that very often anymore. 404, keep 2 drums of that. Sometimes I keep 2 drums of 448A because we've been using that. I keep 2 recoveries. That way because this one's full right now, so I have an empty one, you know. Inside here, up here, recovery machine, Milwaukee M18 vacuum pump. Got all of my Viper products down here, cleaners. This stuff right here, if you guys haven't seen this is basically, I don't know if I can tell. I can say it like this. I use this to replace 409 cleaner. So I actually use it around my house too. It does really good. So we got evaporator cleaner, all the different bags. You see the Venom packs. I mean, I've got cleaners for days in here. Ice machine cleaners, sanitizer, R290. Got a little Hvac battery operated vacuum pump. I don't use that very often, but I use it occasionally. So over on this side, the motors, I was just showing those right now. A couple different cases. This is an R290 kit, a couple different packs, impact sockets, Sporlin. This is, if I have to say, I've said this before, this is one of the most underrated tools that I keep on my vehicle. And if you guys don't know that this exists, you guys need to look into getting one. This is the Sporlin expansion valve kit. I can make any one of these valves as long as I have the bodies. So basically, you have instructions. Now, this is a balance port kit. It has instructions on how to make balance port or non-balance port. You have cartridges. This is an awesome tool right here. I cannot say enough good stuff about this. I keep a couple extra nozzles for when I don't use a certain nozzle. And then really important in refrigeration, keep strainers. Buy extra strainers. Keep these in your van. That way, if you have a dirty strainer and you're going to do a hot swap, you just throw a new strainer in there, pull the old one out, clean it, deal with it later. So I keep the different power heads, straight through body, right angle equalized body, all kinds of. This is an awesome kit. If you guys have never seen this, definitely look into the Sporlin BQ kit. Very underrated. So, and let's keep going over here. Put this back over here. I'm gonna have to clean my van after showing all this stuff. So I showed this a little while ago, and I'll show it again. I have my cases right here that I keep all my different stuff in. I made this shelf out of when the van came outfitted with these shelves. You look right here. I took out the center parts and just took the end caps, put angle in here, aluminum angle, put a cross bungee across the back. Show the lack of strength in my hand that I couldn't do that with one hand. And then made that thing. So keep all my different parts, fittings, and different things like that. This is a Harbor Freight toolbox. Works really good. And everything is bolted too. So you see I got angle right here, and then this Harbor Freight toolbox is bolted in the back. I showed this earlier. I have Unistrut running all the way on the side, and I have these tank holders bolted to the Unistrut. So these things don't go anywhere. And then on the back side, way back there, which you can't see too well, I have some Unistrut that I can bolt these extra oxy and acetylene tanks to also. So got a random piston I showed everybody. And then this is just all my stuff. Capacitors, thermostats, time clocks, temperature controllers, all that good stuff. And then the front of my van is just a normal mess. You know, I have to say, no, I bought those kits. This right here is one of the worst things you can have in your van. It ends up packed with so many different papers and manuals. And yes, they do come in handy every once in a while, but it just becomes a giant catch-all for everything. So keep my torches secured and strapped right here so they're not going anywhere. Yeah. All right, so let me get back to the... if I get a GoPro with a head mount, it'll make my life so much easier. Nathaniel, the problem with the GoPro is that the footage is all shaky, and it makes me nauseous when I'm editing it because I kind of get motion sickness. So that's why I don't use a GoPro. See what I'm missing in here. What kind of mixed cylinder do I use? Mixed refrigerant. I don't have a mixed refrigerant cylinder. I only keep one refrigerant in a recovery cylinder. That's it. So I don't have a mixed refrigerant cylinder. What do I do with the recovery leftovers? I take them to the supply house and they pump them out and get rid of them. So, have I encountered R450 tree? No, I have not encountered R450. Which one do I prefer? Duct type or mini split for duct type? I'm not a fan of mini splits. You have a major problem. Can I please answer your question when ready? Timothy, I don't know what your question is, but send me an email. If I haven't answered it, send it to me again. hvacrvideos@gmail.com. Right on. What's some advice I'd give a greenhorn just to get out of trade school? Just be humble. Don't go blow your wad on a bunch of tools. Try to get a job with someone before you buy a crap ton of tools because they may want you to buy something different. Send me an email. I'll talk about it on tomorrow's live stream a little bit better. How should we title the subject on emails regarding TrueTech tools? Oh, if I didn't answer your TrueTech tool email, I apologize. Yeah, send me another one. Just send it again. I'll see them today. Yeah, that's why I don't use them, HVAC Dragon. Yeah, smash the like button if you guys could, please. I'd really appreciate it. Why are there so many refrigerant types? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know that. Am I on the John? No. All right. I'm using a different headset right now because the audio just sucks. But all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this so I can finish cleaning up and get ready to make dinner. We're going to barbecue some salmon tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and log out of this guy. And I appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you so very much for the super chats. Those have been awesome, guys. Super awesome. Okay. So tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. Pacific, work permitting, I'll go live on YouTube and we'll talk about the recent videos and stuff. Okay. All right, I'm going to end this.